And welcome back here to Lee Summit West High School. We are at the home of the Titans, also the home of Showcase number 30. That's right, not 29 or 28, but we are here for 8-10 Varsity Showcase 30. We are moments away, seconds away from tip-off between the Bobcats out of Basehor-Linwood and the Tigers. Cross town here in Lee Summit at Lee Summit High. Advantage goes to the Bobcats on the opening tip. Brecca McBride, number 4. Coach's son, showing off his handles early on here. On paper, these two teams come in with kind of different paths to get to the record that they have. 3-ball, nothing but. That is Peyton Brown, the big 6'6" sophomore. He's going to take up a lot of room in the paint.
Tell you what, that was a great first possession right there. They were running some dribble drive, and they finally found somebody wide open on the other side of the floor. Great vision by the post right there. And sure, Coach is really happy about that first possession.
And how about that hustle? Coach McBride is going to be very pleased with that. Looking at the film probably on Monday. Shot for 3, nothing but.
Oh, my gosh.
That is Will Blankenship. And just like that, 6-0, Bobcats over the Tigers. Just underway here for first, beg your pardon, quarter of action. 6:52, 6:51 left to play. Tigers looking to find their first points. Baseline drive for Martinez up off the glass. He gets the roll. Tough shot.
Yeah, nice body control by him driving baseline like that, trying to initiate some contact for the foul, but the refs weren't having it.
Will Blankenship gets it over to the left corner. Inside, there's Tyson Rude. Tyson Rude, the Washburn commit. Going to be taking his talents to Topeka starting next year. Little Euro step drive. Isaiah Hunter had a good look at it, but Rude said, not so fast, my friend from Lee Summit.
So you can sometimes tell when you're watching kids play, like who the future collegiate kids are, because I mean his moves were so tight, so athletic, and that move just looks it looks simple.
Now, Coach, were you talking about me as I was walking up here, or are you talking about the players?
Well, I've thought that, ever since the first time I saw that guy was clearly an Olympian.
100%. Brecca McBride brings it up for the Bobcats. Nice look to Caleb Scott, who pitches it out to the left. Passes up the shot. Does Will Blankenship. Going to reset it up top with Peyton Brown. 5:40 to play, 6-2. Can't get the roll, but a rebound. Huge rebound by Brecca McBride. Big boy inside, Peyton Brown. He's got 5.
Tell you what, he made that look easy. He's not even a lefty. Nice up and under on that rebound and kissed it off with his left hand. That was pretty.
6'6" sophomore Peyton Brown comes in averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds. Tigers trying to get into some kind of offensive rhythm here. Trying to figure out right now back to a matchup man-to-man defense by the Bobcats.
I think that's been the calling card of this Basehor-Linwood team. I mean, they have historically been really good in the half court defensively. You have to earn everything. If you're going to fight them, you better bring a lunch.
In fact, this is the first season in 17 years that they come away after the first of the year with a losing record. First time in 17 years.
Is that right?
Yeah. Rude with a nice look. Off the back iron, here come the Tigers. Down by 6. Looking for their 3rd and 4th points. Little step back, cross-court pass. Down to the right corner, that's Hunter. Can't get that one to fall. No call on that. They're going to let him play here a little bit. I think Coach McBride he is not happy. I'm not going to read the lips. But let's keep in mind what's going on here. His team had just gotten a rebound, getting ready to go in transition. Coach McBride said he had seen enough.
Wait a cotton-picking second.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. That was a sight to behold. And, a teachable moment. I'm sure, as you know, Coach, there was probably some pregame instruction on what to and not to do, and it was the opposite of what Coach said.
Well, I'm sure probably a defense broke down and somebody standing out here, shooting a rhythm 3 completely uncontested. He probably wanted to get that remedied right now.
Indeed. Here's Rude to inbound it for the Bobcats. A little bit of full court pressure shown by the Tigers. Picking them up at 3/4. Here's McBride. Get it over to Peyton Brown. Why wouldn't you? He hasn't missed yet.
I tell you, that's, again, I know he's obviously going to be a future college player, but that was a brilliant read on that. He comes off of that down screen. The defender's trailing him. He curls right off there, put the defender in jail. That is exactly what you're supposed to do. That was textbook.
Just a high basketball IQ play.
It was.
And the good ones do that, just like you said, Coach. And we've had the pleasure of seeing quite a few of those over the past several weeks at the 8-10 Varsity Showcases. One just a few weeks ago at Blue Valley Northwest. We saw some of the top talent in the Midwest, if not the nation. Misses the shot, misses the free throw. Beg your pardon. Working into the lane. Made that one look easy. Elijah Martinez.
Great use of the ball screen there. He took it one side, rejected it, came right back off of it, found a little bit of space, and put the brown thing in the round thing.
That's Elijah Martinez's first bucket of the game. McBride gets it over to the right side. Peyton Brown gets it into Rude. Back to McBride. Back to the right side for Brown.
Oh, I believe he just went bank on that, didn't he?
You know what? The bank is open, folks.
The bank is open late on a Saturday.
My goodness. He's perfect 3 for 3, and he banks in that trifecta. I think that's one of those shots, Coach, that if you try it 50 times, you might make one. And that he did. Elijah Martinez starting to light up for the Tigers.
And I think that's a hard shot to hit. We always kind of told kids, don't hesitate before you shoot it. We always say he who hesitates misses. And he just kind of gave him a look and took the shot, and clearly it was not an accident. He's done that before.
A couple of times, yeah. Just another day on the court.
Another day on the court.
And Peyton Brown, and why wouldn't he? I mean, he is asking for that rock.
Why not?
He's saying, give it to me, I got the hot hand. And he just wants to be fed. And I don't blame him. I like to be fed too. That's a whole other show. Nice. How about that? My goodness, Coach.
I tell you what, the level of difficulty on that. I mean, he got fouled, got like a quarter scorpion in midair, and it went up with his left and kissed it with the contact. That was big time.
And you're going to hear us talk about it throughout this game and the rest of the evening. But the top players, the way that they can control their body, seemingly in midair.
Yes.
They're almost like contortionist type. He makes the 3 the old-fashioned way. That is Tyson Rude's first, second, and third points of the game. Here come the Tigers. Long pass over to Gatlin Brody. Brody into the game, and he is being pressured, being trapped by the Bobcats. Nice little baseline drive, short corner, flips it across. That is a high arching shot that didn't quite get where it needed to go. Here come the Bobcats. Brecken McBride trying to, find himself a little bit of space with that forearm bar. And a tie up inside. Are they going to call the 3 seconds? I do believe they will.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed also with the Bobcats is they play off of 2 feet. If you notice, every time they go to the line, they jump, they secure 2 feet, they turn, try and find somebody. So they're not going to turn the ball over a lot. Just playing where their base is. That's really smart. Good coaching.
Coach McBride, his 17th year to helm. The Bobcats also does some track and field coaching.
I tell you what, I love kids that still play in the middle game. There's a lot of basketball to be played between the three-point line and the basket. And those kids have that pull-up jumper. I love that.
And, Coach, I kind of tell you, more often than not, the players that are playing in there are the smaller guys.
Right.
We're seeing such a movement, the big guys coming out, the smaller ones going in.
100%.
There's Rude. Nice pass.
That's a great pass.
That was probably smart of McBride to pull that one away. And he probably would like to have that one back. And Coach Dad over there not super happy about that. No dessert for him tonight at the dinner table.
No Happy Meal. I wonder if he was thinking, hey, we had the ball 3 feet away from the honey hole. Why didn't you go ahead and put it in?
Yeah, at least trying to draw a foul. 14-9. 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Left wing shot, no good. Big rebound going the other way. DeAnthony Carter brings that down that was Tyson Rude. I beg your pardon. Tyson Rude bringing it down for the Bobcats.
Smart offense there by Lee Summit. That shooter took himself right to what we used to call the gray area. Makes the low man have to hesitate before he comes out. You get a wide open shot.
And these Tigers coming in with a record of 6-11. As you said before, they've had so many close games that they just can't quite close out at the end. You can see just that raw potential, athleticism up and down this roster. Probably one of those teams, when they get hot, they're going to be a tough out regardless of who they're going up against. Just over 30 to play here in the first quarter, 14-9. The Bobcats out of Basehor-Linwood High with a 5-point lead. They're hanging on to 19 seconds. Here comes Will Blankenship. Waiting for the screen. He's got it. A little bit of room. Going to pull it back out. Less than 10 to play as we close out the first quarter.
Little pick and pop action for the Ichabod. Oh, my goodness.
Tyson Rude can't quite get that one to fall. Not for lack of trying. That would have been something of beauty. Should get maybe a quarter point just for the effort on that one.
I agree. Good end of quarter situation there. A little pick and pop for your best player.
And that one's going to be just a bit short. And that 14-9 score that we talked about a moment ago is where we're going to leave it after one quarter play at Lee Summit West High School, the home of the Titans. And we're going to be seeing the Titans here in the next couple of games. And A-10 Varsity Showcase number 30. Number 30, first one, showcase number 1, was held down at Memorial Auditorium in Kansas City, Missouri. I think plans now are for number 50 to also go right back down there to Memorial. So
nice.
We'll see about that if we're still around for that.
Yes, that's where we played our first showcase right? Was down there, yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Great venue. Now there's a lot of, we talk about this, there's a lot of new gyms around the area, and they're nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice, beautiful floors, and nice fancy seating, but there's just something about the old gym. You walk in, it's a little bit creaky, it's a little bit musty, but there's just nothing like it, is there, Coach?
I agree. There's history there. Those walls have seen some unbelievable games, That's just, I couldn't agree more.
The hard seats aren't really comfortable. The lighting is pretty bad, but by golly, give me that any day of the week.
Any day.
14-9, just underway here. Quarter number 2, Showcase 30. You're watching A10Varsity.com. Sean Brewer, Coach Jeff Walton. That one's going to be going the way of the Bobcats. I think they're going to say that a Tiger stepped on the line.
Tell you, the Bobcats are excellent defensively. They challenge everything against when they're man. They challenge everything when they're in their zone. They're running that zone a lot like Syracuse runs theirs. They come out and bump those low men. Oh, nice drive there.
Rude kicks it back out to Blankenship. And Will Blankenship, with his second trifecta of the game, makes it 17-9. Favor of Basehor-Linwood High.
Tell you, as the game continues to evolve, you just cannot let kids take rhythm threes anymore. They can just shoot it. All they want to work on is shooting and dunking, threes and dunks, and they're getting pretty darn good at it.
See visitors walking behind us. Coach, when you don't expect somebody walking behind you, kind of startles like, what's going on?
Don't let the signage and the things dissuade you.
The stanchions, yeah, that's all right. Just come on through.
And this camera guy over here is a bit intimidating as well, I might add.
Indeed. Darren, put your mic down there, my man. Darren, what is, you've been here pretty much all day. What number of game is this for you?
I believe this is 7.
This is, well, we've only played 4. This is the 5th.
I mean, 5.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's all right. He looks at his numbers like he does his food. His eyes are a little bit bigger than his stomach there, but
I understand he can eat.
Oh, my goodness, can he ever.
Yes, I can.
17-10, 7:07 left before halftime. Here's Blankenship.
Oh, puts him on spin cycle. Nicely done.
Loses a handle on it, but that was a very athletic play. Here come the Tigers.
But I tell you, when you get in there and you have to, the spin move is a great move, but if you turn your back on the defense for a second, if you have a really cagey defender, they're going to come in there and try and deflect it.
Yeah.
Especially in a tight area like the zone, or the lane rather.
And once again, that's not going to, well, that kind of worked out for the Bobcats, and I think they're kind of fortunate it did. As I'm seeing Coach McBride over there, he was getting ready to pull out his charge card for another timeout.
I think he was too.
But that kind of worked out in favor of the Bobcats. Tigers have really done a nice job. When you get a mismatch like that, Coach, there's not a lot you can do.
I tell you what, that kid is quick off his feet. And he also got a little contact there and looked like he's behind the backboard just a little bit, and that was not an easy shot.
Officials kind of letting him play here a little bit. McBride, good hustle by number 4. Recca McBride forces a turnover. Oh, I'd love to see that. Kate Showersing.
Yeah, if you're Lee Summit's coach right now, you are really aggravated because you forced the kid into a fairly tough layup, I guess. I mean, still should have made it, but you certainly want that follow-up to be yours. You know what I mean? Somebody should have been chasing that ball coming. You never want to assume the thing's going in, and that's the stuff that makes your hair turn gray or fall out.
I was going to say, in my case, just fall out. But well, 21-10 after the first quarter. There's a 7-point lead. Now it's all the way up to 11. 21-10 in favor of Basehor-Linwood. Scoring has been accounted for by 4 Bobcats. And only 2, that's Martinez and Carter, have scored for the Tigers. You know, if you look at the bench, Coach, over there on the Bobcat side, you see a number of bodies, but quite frankly, Coach McBride said he had to bring some JV guys just to kind of fill out the bench because they're really down to about 7 key players right now with injury bug that's really hit them hard this year.
I tell you what, had I not, I wouldn't have guessed that by how they're playing.
You're not a kid.
The big 3 right there.
Patrick Oakley, big 3, cuts the lead to 8. 5.5 to play before halftime. Waiting for the screen up top, Blankenship. Going against Elijah Martinez. Feeding it into Rude, and why wouldn't you? Back up top, nice little floater, can't quite go. We'll say that was last touch by Basehor-Linwood.
That was really well played, very cagey. He caught the ball, he knew he had the hard closeout. He gave a little hesitation, then drove it and got the floater again. Very heady play.
Well, we've seen the Tigers show a little bit of a spark offensively here to start the second quarter. See if they can continue that luck. 21-13. Are they going to get the roll? Not that time. A little bit of a lid on the bucket. Second shot is good. Elijah Martinez leading all Tiger scores. He's got 8.
I tell you, nothing comes easy for Lee Summit. I mean, they are being pressured at every pass. And like I said earlier, the officials are letting them play a little bit.
Yeah, I think Rude was staying on the floor because he expected that whistle to come. But whistle did not. And how about that second effort right there, Coach?
I tell you what, I mean, it sounds like a water is wet type of comment, but offensive rebounds lead to easy shots, and that's why you just can't allow them.
Isaiah Hunter on that one, the big 6'1" senior, showing his toughness in the paint. Kate Saucering to McBride, trying to work it inside to Rude. Nice little pass, great vision, but they can't get it to go. Caleb Scott has started to cool off after hitting his first 3 of the ball game. Another long arching 3. That one doesn't go. Blankenship's going to bring it up.
And that's a little different 3 there. I mean, that's not really a rhythm 3. There's no inside-out action. It's just kind of catch. I'm not 100% sure Coach would be real thrilled with that.
Caleb Scott back into the ball game. Kick it out to Saucering. Thought about a 3. Now Caleb Scott. Well, how about that? And that was a deflection. And that's not easy to do. Now keep in mind that Tyson Rude is 6'6", Isaiah Hunter 6'1". Well, I see your block and I raise you one more.
I'm not sure, but I think he blocked out with his funny bone.
Can we just do some clear outs at this point for the remaining 3:17 here? because right now this is all about Isaiah Hunter and Tyson Rude. What a show they're putting on. Elijah Martinez says, hey, I want some of that action as well, but he can't get that one to fall. Here comes Blankenship bringing it up. Waiting for that screen. Peyton Brown gives it to him. Going to give him another one. Not about popping the three. Caleb Scott feeds it inside to Peyton Brown. The hot hand, Peyton Brown.
Oh, nice pass ahead.
Love to see that. Turn the defense over. Isaiah Hunter couldn't get that one to go. Yoakley back up top. NBA three, no good. But a rebound underneath by the big fella. Landon Van Pelt.
Tell you what, I got to give Lee Summit some credit here. I mean, they are absolutely scrapping and clawing, and they are getting a lot of second, and in that case, third opportunities, and that's what they're going to have to do. Well, they have clawed themselves back into a two-possession game right here, so.
And how many times have we seen those errant passes just really kill the momentum for Basehor-Linwood? When things kind of get clicking a little bit, they have an errant pass. You know, it's got to be frustrating, certainly, for Coach McBride, but they'll get it right.
Yeah, it is. You can realize it's just like every possession is so important.
Patrick Oakley up on top. They're going to call a foul away from the ball, getting a little bit chippy underneath. He might get Will Blankenship on that one. Well, 13-14. So they're going to get that one on Landon Van Pelt, the big 6'7" freshman Landon Van Pelt. I think he was kind of getting a little bit frustrated underneath there on the baseline. Kind of showed us a little bit of aggression. The officials doing a great job of letting the players play, but at the same time, keeping it under control, not letting it get too loosey-goosey. It's a very technical basketball term. If you're not familiar with that, loosey-goosey, kind of like a skish and a skosh.
I think I heard Bill Walton use that the other night on TBS.
You're right. Thank you, and he got it from me, clearly.
Clearly.
Micah Gibbs into the contest. How about Rude for three? Why not? Rude is money for three, especially on the left side. Hasn't missed it from the left yet. 24-17, back to a 7-point advantage, Coach.
That ball just comes off his hands so beautifully, doesn't it?
But the Tigers trying to answer. That was a nice backdoor
nice
a la Blue Valley there, or Blue Valley North, beg your pardon. Cross-court pass, and DeAnthony Carter.
Great skip pass, great rhythm three.
DeAnthony Carter, just a sophomore, seeing some good minutes here this afternoon. 6'3" sophomore, Brecca McBride working against Yoakley. And guess what? Peyton Brown says, I've been pretty hot. Why not take it from the elbow? Can't get it to go. A little bit chippy there, but for the both just playing hard.
Yeah, they're competing hard.
Absolutely.
Did both of these teams play last night?
Let's see, Basehor. That's a great question, Coach, and I have the answer to that. Right here in front of me, very shortly after it fell to the ground.
I was just curious because they both seem to have a lot of energy. They're both playing hard. They're like, if they played, last night, maybe they would be a little more fatigued, but they are really getting after each other here.
I can tell you, Lee Summit did play last night at Raytown. But the Bobcats have had a break since, well, they haven't played in February. Not going to go, no, but they're going to get a foul called. He's going to go, that's Blankenship. Going to go to the stripe for two.
Nice drive, but I tell you, defensively, that is like cardinal rule number one in basketball. Don't foul a jump shooter. Right up there with, well, kind of like in football, like don't block in the back. Whatever you do, don't block in the back. Whatever you do, don't foul a jump shooter.
Now they've played some of the top teams. This Bobcat team has played some of the top teams in their league pretty darn tightly. They had one at DeSoto get away from them, but Topeka West, that was a close one. Lansing as well. Shawnee Heights. This Lee Summit team, they're 6-11, but they could easily be 11-6 with some of these close games. 4 points, 5 points, 4 points. Just looking at their schedule here, 6 points, 2 points, 1 point. They're not afraid to play. Their first 11 of their first 13 games were on the road.
Oh,
that's horrible.
Oh my gosh. Who scheduled those?
Exactly. 5 seconds left before halftime. Long shot by Brecca McBride doesn't go. Tigers going to have 2.4 seconds to do something with it. They have to go the distance. See what they draw up here. Only one team foul committed against the Bobcats in the first half. It's going to have to be a half-court heave. There it is. Got a chance. A little bit hard off the backboard. And that 26-20 scores where we're going to leave it at halftime. Basehor-Linwood Bobcats coming all the way over into Lee Summit territory. We're at Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans. But it's the Tigers right now that are down by 6 to the Bobcats. It's a cat fight here at Showcase number 30. And you are watching it live only on 810varsity.com. And we're back at it. 7:53 left to play here early in the third quarter. 26-20 before the break, and as we come back, what do you know? It's the same score. 6-point advantage for the Bobcats out of Basehor-Linwood High. But Coach, the Tigers out of Lee Summit had kind of a flurry of offensive activity there towards the end of the first half.
Yes, he did. There's another curl cut. Oh my gosh.
Another one
comes
for
off
Rude.
The curl. Yes, he catches it. He catches contact and then finger rolls it like George freaking Gervin off of backboard with his left hand. Like, oh my goodness. He's showing us the whole bag tonight.
Isn't he, though? Tyson Rude with 12 points, leading all scorers. Had 10 in the first half. 2 so far. Elijah Martinez for the Tigers. He has 11. D'Anthony Carter 4, Isaiah Hunter 2, and Patrick Yoakley 3. For the Bobcats, Peyton Brown with 8, and Will Blankenship with 8 as well.
I tell you what, when you can make the difficult look routine, definitely a sign of pretty good talent.
3 ball, no good. Tigers have really struggled from beyond the arc, shooting less than 20%.
Well, I tell you, even in the early going here, I mean, they're not, I know this isn't what Coach was wanting. They come off and they drove the ball right into a double team. Didn't get anything. That's good right there.
Peyton Brown, he's in double digits. He's got 10 so far. Beautiful turnaround off the glass and in.
Yeah, that was nice.
Here comes Isaiah Hunter. He's been fun to watch, and that's why he does a great job of making his own shot. He doesn't need a lot of help. But how about the mismatch in height? 6'1" versus 6'6". And I tell you what, yes, Rude has scored a little bit of points, but he certainly has left a lot out there on the court because of Mr. 11.
Yeah, I agree.
Isaiah Hunter doing a great job.
Yes, he is. Very well said.
30-22. Just under 6.5 to play here in the third. Caleb Scott gets it back to Brecken McBride. Back to Rude, trying to find, and again, well, there's a great hustle play. Love to see that, Will Blankenship.
Yeah, he about won his team another possession there, didn't he?
Yeah, eventually ball ends its way back into the hands of the waiting Tigers. They're going to try to take advantage of it on this possession. Down by 8 now.
Bad time to cut into the post there. They almost had the big fella isolated.
And they just cannot get the lid off the basket on the left side of your screen.
No, not a lot of continuity offensively what they're trying to accomplish. The spacing wasn't real good last time. They'll get it corrected here soon because they did last time and certainly got back into the game. That's a great pass. How did he
see that? Exactly. Or did he? I don't know. A little bit of trouble underneath there was Caleb Scott, but somehow he found the waiting hands of Tyson Rude, puts it up and in.
Patrick Mahomesian, one might say.
Well done, yes. That gives Rude 14. Cole Smith, baseline drive, up and around. Made that one look pretty easy, Coach.
He did, and that degree of difficulty there is pretty tough because he left it on the one side of the basket off 1 foot and then did a pirouette in the middle of the air.
A pirouette. Well done. Will Blankenship running the point. Peyton Brown sharing the ball. Down to McBride, back up top. They're trying to work it inside. Nice job to get it back up top to Peyton Brown. And Peyton Brown starting to heat up once again.
I like that offensive action they're running down there. They're running some guys off of back screens by Peyton Brown, and so all he has to do is pick and pop if his guy helps in on the cutter too much. That's pretty good.
Peyton Brown with 13 points. Peyton Brown coming into this only averaging 7 a game to go along with his 5 rebounds. But he is certainly going to increase his season average after this contest.
Yes, his shooting performance is making the claim that he needs more shots.
I would think so. He has been the hot hand for the Bobcats. At the line, the first one goes for Elijah Martinez. That gives him an even dozen on the evening. I guess it is. It's after 6. We can say it is evening now. Live out of Lee Summit, Missouri. We're at Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans. At this game and 2 more immediately following it. Showcase number 30. Martinez makes them both. He only has 13 on the evening.
These Summits kind of dug themselves a little bit of a hole here again. They're going to have to kind of claw their way out of.
And again, they just can't get some of those shots. They've had good looks.
Yes.
But they just can't quite get into fire. And that was just a little bit too aggressive. And I think maybe Will Blankenship doesn't agree. But another great job of these officials just kind of telling people, hey, you can play tough, but just not too tough.
Right. He put himself in jail there a little bit when he extended that arm. See, that's what's going to drive coaches. That's what's going to drive Coach crazy. You're in a position where you need to have a good possession. You just come down and pull it on the first opportunity.
And Martinez, Elijah Martinez, he's a 6'3" senior. I think he's trying to put the team on his back a little bit. But you know who is going to be able to do that most likely? That's number 11, Isaiah Hunter. But how about that effort inside? Elijah Martinez couldn't get it to go. Certainly applaud his tenacity underneath. And another errant pass for the Bobcats. I think that's about the 17th errant pass, or so it seems, Coach.
It is. I hate to belabor that point, but there is no substitute for valuing the basketball.
And here comes Hunter. Gets rid of it left side. DeAnthony Carter. Carter put up a couple of really nice shots in the first half. Carter's got 4. Here's Blankenship. The 6' senior. He likes to get that arm out there, that little arm bar.
He does. He does a nice job using his body, getting perpendicular to guys, and he does a nice job.
He'll set an off-ball screen, too, that he doesn't move a lot. He's kind of a big guy. There is McBride. Can't get that one to go, but a good look. Rebound. Here come the Tigers. Tigers down by 9. Back out to Mekhi McNeil. Can't get that one to go. Rebound underneath was right there. DeAnthony Carter. Can't get that one to go. My math is correct, and I doubt it is. The Tigers are now shooting less than 20% from the field.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, nice pass. More player intelligence right there. Does a great job sealing, throwing over the top. Well done.
37-26, 11-point advantage. Times to take it away here in the third. 2:20-2:19. There's a nice look inside. Turnaround, kicks it back out to Hunter. And Hunter's going to slow it down just a little bit. He's a smart player. He's a good player out there, too.
Yes, he is.
And how about that long 3? And guess what, Coach? He's a good shooter, too. Yeah. Isaiah Hunter with a much-needed 3. Cuts the lead to 8. See how the Bobcats can answer. There's Blankenship. Has it poked around by Isaiah Hunter. And how about that tenacity, that hustle?
Done.
There's a lot to unpack on that play.
Yes, there is.
Both teams going all out on that one.
Oh, my gosh.
The Bobcats end up with the points and a trip to the charity stripe, but the Tigers, not through lack of trying, certainly. There's no question that this Tiger team out of Lee Summit High has the ability to play with most any team. They can't get any of their shots to go. But what we're seeing on defense absolutely is impressive. Even those times that they think the ball's going to get away from them, they're still trying to get after it.
Yeah, I tell you, I got to tip my hat to them there. I mean, that shows some serious grit. And at the end of the day, when the shot's not falling, you can still win with grit.
And we're seeing a lot of that out of these Tigers. Another 3 ball for Hunter. That one doesn't go. Rebound by Carter. DeAnthony Carter, he's only a sophomore. Big 6'3". Coach, he's got one of those frames that you look at him now and you just know that with one of these days you're going to see him again, he's going to grow about 8.5, 9 inches.
Oh, absolutely.
Fortunately, I've done that too, but I'm going the wrong way. Isaiah Hunter for a 3. Yes, indeed.
I'll tell you what, they're doing a nice job against that zone. They know the low men are bumping when they come out, and so he's setting up in that gray area just from the free throw line extended. Little hesitation, and he can step out there and knock it down. Oh, my goodness, here we go again.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Big boy from the outside, offensive rebound. There's Peyton Brown. My goodness, Peyton Brown. He's only a sophomore, coach, and he's going to be one to watch in the future, that's for sure.
I tell you what, I can't believe he's only a 10th grader.
He's got the physique of an upperclassman.
Yes.
But he's also got that instinct, that knowledge.
Oh, he does. And I tell you what, he doesn't appear to get rattled at all. I mean, that was nicely done.
Tyson corkscrew rude. Pops off another one. Boy, that was pretty.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's no guarding that. You're 6'5", 6'6", can spin that quick and bounce that high. That's pretty tough to guard.
Those plays are just kind of deflating, too, if you're a defense. I mean, you're doing all the right things. Are you kidding me? That one doesn't go, and kind of a wonder it doesn't. 44-32, 12-point advantage for the Bobcats.
That would have been a dagger, I think.
Patrick Oakley. Here's Breckin McBride. I don't know what his vertical is, but it's got to be at least 30. Let's see what Elijah Martinez can do. Can he get that one to go? Are they going to say it was before? Yeah, they will count it.
Yes. Now, again, in that situation, I mean, you either going to go down there and smack that thing so he can't get it above his head, or you let it go.
And 100%.
Yes, don't hurt him. Don't be dirty, but, I mean, he can't let him get the ball above his head.
No easy fouls. And that's one of those get healthy baskets right at the waning moments of the third quarter. 10 points separate these two teams, possibly 9.
Yeah, that's a great finish.
And indeed, 9 points, 1.8 seconds left here in the third. Gonna have a lot of time. There's Blankenship. Can't quite get it there. And 44-35 is where it's going to be after 3. We're going to be back here in about a minute for the conclusion of this one, or at least the fourth quarter. Never know what can happen beyond that. But you were watching Showcase number 30 live from Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans, only on 810varsity.com. Three quarters in the books. We got one more for you here. The first 3 were free, and so we're going to give you this one for free as well. 9 points separate the Bobcats and the Tigers. Bobcats with the possession. Blankenship up there with the stiff arm, trying to protect the ball. Find it. Why not take it? A little bit off the back iron to the right side. Here come the Tigers. See if they can capitalize on that little bit of emotion and momentum to end the third quarter.
That's great ball movement right there to the open shooter. Rhythm 3, that was nice.
That one extra pass.
Yes, exactly.
Gatlin Brody. And, that's something right there, Coach, and I thought I'd probably see more. Got a roster filled with big fellas like that know how to slice and drive and make their own shot.
Yes.
We just haven't seen a lot of that penetration like we did on that play.
Right.
Elijah Martinez with 13 so far.
I've got to wonder how good that Basehor-Linwood team would be with their 2 kids they're out. I mean, they're a dang good basketball team.
Absolutely.
Without them on there.
Had a chance to talk to a couple of the injured players before the game. That was Mike Hinkle and Isaac Neal, just wonderful young men. Regardless of what they do in athletics, they've got a bright future ahead of them both, but they hope that their rehab from their knee injuries, we're going to have one of them said that there's an outside chance that he'll be back in playoff time. And the other one, he's just got a whole ACL thing to go through, but they're hoping to be back in full strength by football season. Miracles of modern medicine. There's Caleb Scott back into the contest. The big boy, Peyton Brown. Gets it back up top to Brecca McBride. And McBride, you see him over there. He's just kind of one of those blue-collar lunch pail types. Sure, he's not 6'10", but he is going to play with his heart on his sleeve the whole entire game. There's no let up, and that's absolutely prototypical coach's son, isn't it?
It so is, yes.
There's Rude, Blankenship right side. From the wing.
That was right on the shot line, too.
It was.
There's your coach's kid right there winning a possession, making winning plays.
This Tiger team, they have got to claim some of those rebounds. It's only a 7-point margin right now, but Tigers just haven't been able to string a few baskets together.
I'll tell you what, that kid, ever since the ball started to be reversed to the other side of the floor, he got into his guy, he directed traffic, buried him, they threw it, and he put it in on the drop step. That was gorgeous.
And there's DeAnthony Carter, big offensive rebound. And that's Mekhi McNeil. And that was a very well-timed offensive rebound. The margin's only 7, 46-39. You get to this point in the game, Coach, where typically maybe you'd like to kind of work in some of your bench players a little bit, but really when you only have 7 or 8 players total, that's kind of tough to do.
Yeah, I believe those kids are in it for the long haul tonight. They're going to maybe get a rest. And sometimes, when you're coaching and you're in that situation, sometimes you have to use your timeouts as a rest timeout and not necessarily one where you need to do any teaching or break momentum or anything like I got to get my guys a break because we're in the fourth quarter.
Get a little water.
Yes.
A little encouraging words. Tigers are ready to go. Waiting for the Bobcats to come out of their huddle.
I really like the sophistication of that sophomore. The way he pinned that guy on ball reversal, called for it. They put the ball right on the mark when they put it inside. That was just awesome.
Done that a couple of times. Good defensive pressure. They're trying to trap him in the backcourt. Looks like the Bobcats are going to break that. But the Tigers showing that Tiger tenacity once again.
Oh, he's look 20. Oh, the sophomore, he was wanting that ball. I love how he was calling for it.
Turnover forced. Coast to coast for Martinez. He's going to draw the foul. Going to be shooting a couple. Elijah Martinez with 13 points so far. Most of those coming in the first half. Kind of the opposite of Isaiah Hunter, who's cooled off here just a little bit. Hunter only had 2 first half points. He's got 10 total. Most of his coming in the third.
I don't know if he just didn't see him or not, but I mean, he was down there and he was, did you hear him calling for the ball?
Yeah.
And kind of the rule is if you can see his front numbers, you get the thing to him.
At least try to feed him in there.
I love the fact he was calling for it. I mean, that's what you want out of your post guys. There's still a place for good post players in this game. Oh, there's going to be a backcourt right there.
And that's exactly what the Tigers need to claw their way back into this one. Leads down to 6.
Yeah, as a general rule, you're bringing that thing across pressure. You do not want to dribble that thing 6 feet across and pick it up. You want to at least dribble that thing 12 to 15 feet across
100.
before picking it up.
Let's see what the Tigers can do if they can capitalize on that turnover.
Oh, perfect place to
Wasn't
trap.
it, though?
Oh, my gosh.
Using the 6th man on the baseline.
Yes.
Beautiful thing to see. Gatlin Brody waiting on the left side to pull the trigger. Only get them. There's another turnover by the Tigers. Not sure if that's just some of the Tigers. In that case, I think that was Cole Smith. Maybe being a little bit tired after their game against Raytown last night. Blankenship.
Nice drive.
He just blows through there. The first time that we've seen that out of Will Blankenship this evening.
Yeah, that was a nice drive, and also got a little help from his buddy there on the baseline, screening off the help.
There's a nice look, Coach, right there.
I'll tell you what, from our angle, you could tell that thing was in the second it left his hand.
And that's a get-right basket for Gatlin Brody. He's missed a couple of them, but there was no question about that one. They're going to count it. Caleb Scott.
Wow.
And you know better than anyone, Coach, you know, this is certainly a game of momentum. And just when you thought the Tigers were just kind of getting something going on offense, kind of making some plays, then you got to play like that.
Yes,
and it's just a killer for that momentum.
Yeah, they've had an answer, it seems like, every time.
Caleb Scott off the back iron, no good. Here comes Elijah Martinez getting it over to Mekhi McNeil. McNeil with some good minutes here in the second half. There's
really
Gatlin.
Smart with the zone here, I think, making them have to take a little bit longer for each possession, maybe force them into some contested outside shots, just
There's
like
Hunter.
that.
Indeed. He's got to put that one back up.
And that's the problem sometimes in zones. It's difficult to rebound out of zones once in a while, and so I know obviously coaches drilled them on where to match up, where to screen off. Sometimes in the heat of the game you get a bad bounce and it happens.
Mekhi McNeil had that rebound. He thought, how am I so wide open? And it was almost a reaction to pass. And there's a great defensive play, and that was caused by Isaiah Hunter. Now can he keep control of the ball? He can. And he draws a foul. They're going to call Caleb Scott on that one. I think that is the third on Caleb Scott.
Well, even that pass that led to the turnover, very careless. You're seeing so many kids throw these one-handed passes. It drives me crazy.
Right?
They don't handle their iPhone with that left.
Absolutely not.
They wouldn't run with their iPhone with one hand.
Trying to curve it in there, a little finesse, a little massé.
I'm sure Coach will be visiting with them on that when they're watching film.
Yep, tape don't lie.
No, it doesn't. And that one-handed pass that they love to throw so much in summer ball. There you go.
And here we go. 5 points separate these two teams. The cat fight between the Bobcats and the Tigers. Under 4 minutes to play here in regulation. Bobcats with a 5-point advantage. On another steal. This time by McNeil, I beg your pardon. Left side, Martinez, corner, Carter. No good.
I don't think that's the shot Coach was wanting right there.
Might have been just a little bit fast, and there is plenty of time.
Oh, plenty of time.
3.5 minutes for 5 points, piece of cake.
Yeah, you'd want to get a good possession there, maybe run the thing through 2 or 3 sides of the floor, wait for a defensive player to break down and get an easy bucket.
And that's probably a very well-timed timeout.
Yes.
By the Tigers. We're going to take a quick break. 50-45. 3.5 left to play in this one. You're watching it live. Showcase 30, only on a10varsity.com. Back in action, 3.5 to play. Fourth quarter of action. Game number 5. The Showcase 30. Just a reminder, after the conclusion of this game, we're also going to have Blue Valley North and Lee Summit West. Battle of the girls teams. And after that, we're going to have Lee Summit West boys and Lawrence Free State. That's going to be a dandy, but we've got a dandy going right here. 5 points.
Wow.
Just over 3 to play.
I tell you what, it was a little bit of a chess match. They call timeout. You're thinking they're going to run a set. Lee Summit decides to change defense, go to a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Those are dangerous passes against the 1-3-1.
Right. And more of these one-handed passes.
Oh, yes.
Coach, can we just go out there and call timeout and have a little passing exhibition? There's Brecca McBride. Back into the contest. Gets it over. Well, let's see. Take a timeout. Come out by Coach McBride. 2:43 left in this one, 50-47. Halftime score was 26-20 in favor of the Bobcats. They've now held on to a 3-point lead, but Coach, looking at the scoring of both of these squads, really it's all been Peyton Brown and Tyson Rude for the Bobcats for the most part. Will Blankenship has had a couple of nice buckets here in the second half, but on the other side for the Tigers, kind of spread it around a little bit more. Gatlin Brody with 3, Cole Smith with a couple. Isaiah Hunter had a huge third quarter. He's got 10, but he hasn't had any since about midway through that third quarter.
Yeah.
Look to maybe get him a little bit more involved. Elijah Martinez with 13, DeAnthony Carter with 4, and Patrick Yoakley rounds out their scoring with 3.
Wonder what's going to happen here. I mean, I think, last time Lee Summit decided to go out a man into 1-3-1. Coach calls timeout, so maybe they're going to change again so they can't run some sort of a set. So we'll see what the chess match is here.
It's going to be Bobcat ball just below us here on the sideline. Brecca McBride's going to take it in.
Okay, so they switched up. They're going a little 2-2-1 right here.
Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, you're exactly right,
Going
Coach.
to the high post. That's exactly what you do.
Well,
nice cut. Wow.
What are you doing that? Great play.
Smart play.
I mean, that was Peyton Brown. Tyson Rude got credit for the points, but Peyton Brown should probably get a little recognition for that assist. 3 ball, there it is, DeAnthony Carter. DeAnthony Carter now with 7. The 6'3" sophomore getting it done from long range. That is his second 3 of the game, and it makes this a 2-point contest. 52-50, 2:16 left to play. We got a lot of basketball to work through here in the last 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Both of these teams come into the season, both of these teams have had seasons that, on paper you'd think it'd be a little bit disappointing, but both of them have really had some really tight games. And here we are again. Which one of these teams can kind of break through and come out on the right side, if you will, of these tight games?
It's really kind of interesting to me because both teams are making big plays at tough times,
right?
You know, so you'd think they'd be getting through some of those because they are. I mean, the play down here, it's the big fella, and then he finds the cutter layup, and then come down here and hits a tough contested 3 in the corner. Like, what in the world?
Yeah. Well, let's see what they've drawn up in the dirt after
Just
that timeout.
Like you used to do it.
Right. I did more playing in the dirt than anything, but that's beside the point. Avoid the 5-second call. That was pretty close. Here comes Brecca McBride and the Bobcats. Up by 2, just over 2 minutes to play in this showcase game number 5 of Showcase 30. I beg your pardon. Brecca McBride over to the left side. Top of the key. Trying to work it inside. Little in and out action. There's Caleb Scott.
They're back in their 1-3-1. That's pretty good. They're harassing the daylights out of the ball. Oh, my.
There's 8 team fouls so far against the Bobcats. Only 6 team fouls after that one against the Tigers. So they had 1 to give, but not sure that was the most ideal time to give one right there. Still 2 points separate these 2 teams. Let's see what the Bobcats can do on this possession.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, and an even better block. Going the other way. Here come the Tigers. That's Elijah Martinez.
Oh, my gosh, what a finish.
Mr. Martinez, are you looking for a highlight reel? If you are, put that one up top. That was a thing of beauty.
I tell you what, the point guard, number 35, he hit his head pretty darn hard. His head whipped back and hit the floor. You could tell he kind of grimaced.
Certainly hope
his
he's
head's
all right.
All right, yes, for sure.
Hopefully he's like me and got a pretty hard one. DeAnthony Carter, not only does he make the bucket, but he also makes a huge free throw after that. 53-52. First lead for the Tigers of this contest.
Oh, you got to be looking inside. I think they're at 21.
And why not? Baseline drive. He makes that one look so easy, but he can't finish on that one.
Yep. Need to, in this point in the game, get that thing close enough if you can, get an angle to the backboard if at all possible.
How about these Tigers, the Lee Summit High, battling their way back at 1 point, down by 12 points to take a 1 point lead in the final minute of this contest, 53-52.
Things were looking pretty dismal there in the third quarter.
Weren't they, though? Left side, almost an errant pass. Get it back up top to Isaiah Hunter. Right side, DeAnthony Carter. I thought he was going to square up and try to pop the three.
I did too.
I mean, just wait a second. I'm not in the backyard. You know, I'm not an open gym. Maybe I got to pull this one back just a little bit. But boy, I tell you, I saw him. I was like, well, nobody here. I might as well take it.
I'm open,
now,
Coach.
And you know exactly what would happen. It's one of those, the coach would just start yelling at me to go in and be like,
good
well,
shot,
of course,
shot.
yeah. Way to make your own shot.
Just like you drew it. Oh, my.
Can't get that one to go. The freshman Makai McNeil.
Big moment here for a ninth grader.
Absolutely it is. It's got to be the shoes. Look at those.
You know what? Even hitting that one's going to do something for his confidence. These are valuable experiences when you're 14, I assure you.
Right. That's his first point. And it couldn't come at a better time for the Tigers.
Oh, that's his first point?
His first point of the contest makes it 54-52. 33.9 seconds left to play in this one. It's going to be Bobcat ball as we come out of the break. And Coach, you're over there. You're Coach Mike McBride for the Bobcats. What are you drawing up on your clipboard right now?
I tell you, if I have something in my arsenal where there's some sort of a two-man action with the senior and with Washburn and the sophomore, if there's you know what I mean? I mean that it would be. That's who the game is going through, is one of those two guys or some sort of a two-man game with them.
Yeah, how do you not look at your all-conference, all-state potential player of Tyson Rude, all of 6'6", the Washburn Ichabod commit. He's gotten it done inside. The first half, he had a little bit more freedom underneath there. Credit the Tiger defense for kind of clamping down a little bit there in the second half.
I'm guessing they probably had two set plays called, something for the zone, something for man. I'm guessing if they had a little on big cross screen to bring 21 to the ball.
Let's see how they can break this press. Yeah, that was a dangerous one. I don't think Rude had quite enough mustard to get it where he wanted to, but the bounce and the ricochet out of bounds still place advantage to the Bobcats.
Nice
Under
job.
30 to play.
He did a nice job using his body that time.
Here comes Blankenship. Pushes that arm bar out there.
You have to watch that.
Yeah, no foul called. Back up top to Rude for the three. He got it! Tyson Rude was 17. No bigger three than the one that he just made to give his team a 1 point lead with less than 16 seconds to play. Timeout on the court.
He did not hesitate a second on that.
That's what the good players do.
Oh my
The good shooters shoot. He can get it done. And here we are talking about, who were we thinking that they were going to go inside with a big guy? But, Coach, like you said, most of this game, the way that the game has changed today, the big guys coming out and the smaller guys going in.
Yes.
That's what we're seeing, these hybrid players that can get it done. I mean, look, Coach, when we were playing, I mean, the thought of anybody over about 6'3" or 4" taking a shot from the outside, they might as well just do the granny shot. They'd have no chance.
And they would say, you better pass that thing 10 times before you even look to shoot.
You would be on the line running. There'd just be no way.
And now it's a good shot is one I can get off.
Right, exactly. Oh, my goodness. So 50.
Feels like leather. Shoot it.
Our next game up after the conclusion of this one, Lee Summit West and the Blue Valley North Mustang girls. We're going to start, I believe, around 7 minutes after the conclusion. We had a delay earlier in the day. But right now, no delays. 14 seconds. Here come the Tigers. They are down by 1. Trying to get it to someone inside. There's Elijah Martinez working his way in, lost the handle. The freshman met Michael. He's got it.
Game.
Makai McNeil. We had just said that he had made no bigger shot in that young man's career than that free throw. He follows it up with a clutch three-pointer to end this one at the buzzer. The Tigers are victorious, 57-55. Wow. Down go the Bobcats. I got chills after that one to see the freshmen step up like that. And quite frankly, Coach, there really wasn't any hesitation. He got that ball, he put it up, and he kind of knew it was going to go in.
And good for him. You know, being a freshman, having a big moment like that in a close game. Again, you have no idea what that just may have done for his confidence, his development and whatnot. But, yeah, he didn't hesitate a bit. Just catch it and shoot it. Mekhi
McNeil closes this one out for the Tigers. Moves them to 7-11. The Bobcats will fall to 5-9. But certainly for both of these teams, the record does not tell the story. And regardless of who they have to face, or should I say who has to face each one of those teams, that's going to be a tough out for them later in the year.
Agreed. Yeah, that's two good basketball teams right there.
We're going to take a quick break, reset everything right here, and we're going to be back with you for the next game. We have two more on the slate here at Showcase 30. The Blue Valley North Mustangs and the Lee Summit West Titans about to go to battle here at Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans. And you're watching it live, Showcase 30, live on 810varsity.com.